and musician traveling the world for gold. Somebody's made of plastic and some other things I love. Won't you come along with me? There's no time for rejection. Hold on tight, such a delight. It's Brian's Wrestling Collection. Me.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Brian with Brian's Wrestling Collection. Just wanted to get in here today and show you guys some of my magazines that I've had collected over the last couple of years. For those of you that don't know, I actually did a small publication myself for 3 months in the year 2016. It was called USW Magazine, United States Wrestling, named after the first wrestling show that I ever ran in 2010. It was a cool little project. It was a 40-page full-color magazine that got high regards from guys like Bill Apter himself, Mr. Wrestling Magazine himself, that said it was a great magazine. So anyway, today we're going to dive into my collection of what I have magazine-wise so far, and hope you enjoy. Alright, so let's get started. This is in no particular order. I'm just kind of going through this box of what I got. It's some cool stuff. Boom, WrestleMania 10, the year was 1994. It was a crazy time in the wrestling world. The WCW train was just starting to pick up speed in that year. We were about to go into the Monday Night Wars, but at the time we had the main event, double main event for WrestleMania 10, which was supposed to be that year at the Royal Rumble. Bret Hart and Lex Luger both went over the top rope at the same time, so it was supposed to be Yokozuna against Lex Luger first, and then Yokozuna against Bret Hart later in the night. I think from what I heard, the story got flip-flopped because Yokozuna was actually supposed to drop the belt to Lex Luger that night, but as rumor goes, and you never know what's true and what's not in professional wrestling, that Luger was in the bar the night before the event in New York City, Madison Square Garden, and he was in the bar telling everybody that he was going over for the strap the next day. So they changed the finish up, and Bret ended up winning the title. Multiple sources said that. I don't know if it's true or not, but if so, it's pretty crazy. Either way, this is totally a cool magazine to have. It is from April of 1994. The next one that we have is it's Taz. It's the premiere issue of ECW Magazine, the first ECW magazine that came out, and that was in 1999, I believe. It doesn't actually say a date on the front of the magazine, but I do believe this was 99. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. This magazine used to have like posters and stuff like that in it. Really cool. Huge fan of ECW. So Taz on the first issue, premiere issue, 100% hardcore. Rob Van Dam, ECW magazine. I can remember first walking into Rite Aid and putting my eyes on this one. That's pretty cool too. I mean, tons and tons of posters again, like I said. And back if you were a wrestling fan in like 99, 2000, it was really cool because all the magazines, WOW Magazine, ECW Magazine, PWI, all that kind of stuff, had posters like that were like a solid 8x10 style page, so you could slap posters all over your bedroom walls. Just Incredible, ECW Magazine. So on that Van Dam issue, it did say December of 1999, so I'm guessing the first one would have come out in like October or November. This one is October of 99. This is weird. I never understood that because the other one said premiere issue and this one, I don't know. Maybe, who knows, maybe that was like September or something. But either way, Just Incredible, ECW Magazine, really cool posters inside of there covering Anarchy Rules and stuff like that. I got this. This is totally not a magazine, but this is just kind of cool. I like to show it to everybody so that way that I can document what I have. This is a Hulk Hogan school folder from 1991, I believe, or 1990, one of the two. 1990. Yeah, Hulk Rules, pretty cool. I picked it up for $1 at a comic book store that I was in a couple months ago. My buddy Rob was working, and yeah, that was there, so I grabbed up on it real fast. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to take forever with doing this, but this is just really cool. This is it's just one box. I mean, I don't know if I can even lift it to show you, but it's just kind of one big box of magazines that I have. As I stated in other videos, like, yeah, I've had crazy wrestling collections of magazines and action figures and stuff like that. I've rather been in really hard times in my life where I've had to sell the stuff off and buy it back, or I've been in times where I just like fell out of love with wrestling for a bit, which I know is really hard to do. Like I couldn't do it now in my adult life, but as a kid, when I first broke into the business, I was like starting to be young and bitter, and there was times where I would just literally like give all my stuff away to like buddies' friends, and or you know, like if I had my drummer's little brother, you know, like wanted action figures and stuff like that. Like I used to give stuff away too. So sold it, gave it away, whatever. But starting to get it all back as an adult now. It's kind of cool. So I picked this up off of eBay. It's an old magazine called Wrestle America. I just liked it because it had Sting on the front representing WCW. It had Ultimate Warrior representing WWF, and then it's got Jerry Lawler in a pink singlet, which I think is just really cool. Talking about USWA stuff, which was big at the time, and you know, I don't know, I just like it. I like the way it looks, and seeing Lawler in pink gear is just kind of cool because I don't really remember seeing him that often in like pink gear on WWF or anything. So it's always like the blue or the red or whatever. This is cool. This is a 1994 official souvenir program. SummerSlam. I was actually thinking about this yesterday because I ordered SummerSlam, or I mean, not SummerSlam, I ordered Domino's for dinner last night, and all I could think about is the theme song. Every single time that I order from Domino's, all I think is, gotta be Domino's. Like, literally, that pay-per-view was so cool to me. I was 4 years old, inside of the big blue cage. Everybody loves the big blue cage. Brett and Owen, brother versus brother. Just great. This was coming off of WrestleMania 10 right into the summer of 1994. Undertaker versus Undertaker. Just a ton of great matches on that. You can check it out on the WWE Network. But this is the official souvenir program, which is pretty cool. August 29th, 1994. So this is WWF October 1993. I love those tag belts, literally. Steiner Brothers on the front cover of WWF Magazine. Rick and Scott, man, they were awesome. They wrestled my dad and Dwayne Gill so many times. Like, it was just crazy. And as the Executioners, as Gill and Hardy, I mean, Steiners are awesome. I always love their look. Speaking of Hardy, there's my dad right there on a front cover program of WWF from, doesn't say the year, but it's volume 199, back when this was $5 at a show. So Marty Jannetty and my dad on the front. I believe that my dad sent this to me years ago, and then I was at a show one time and I came across the secondary copy of it, so I just picked it up. Now, I mean, they're all over eBay, but they used to be hard as heck to find. So I got two of those, one for me, one for my son, if he ever wants one. So that's pretty cool. So the story with these, it's kind of crazy, but I came across, it was like heaven sent, honestly. I came across a box at the comic book shop that I went to called Twilight Zone Comics in Glen Burnie, Maryland. I came across a box full of old WWF magazines at the time, which I purchased some of those that day. I didn't have a lot of money on me, honestly, and I was kicking myself like times like these. I wish that I had a credit card or something like that, but they had an entire box full of old WWF magazines in like mint condition, in like these plastic seals like this, and with also WWF programs. Now, the thing about the WWF programs was I instantly freaked out when I saw these, and I snagged up on a bunch of them. But at the same time, the thing that was even crazier about it is I was only paying like, I think $1 or $2 per magazine, which was awesome, or program. And the other thing was that the inside here, I'm not actually gonna, well, I guess I will. I was going to say I'm not going to open this up, but I will. I'll just do it with this one. I won't do it with everyone, but I'll do it just to show you on this one. Inside of these magazines here, the programs here, this one was from June the 20th, 1992, from the Philadelphia Spectrum in Philadelphia, PA. Main event is Randy Savage and Ric Flair. These are the old WWF program sheets. Now, what made my day and my purchase of buying that, I knew that the guy that sold them to me, that worked at the comic book store, and I don't mean to throw him under the bus in this way, because he's an awesome dude, but I knew that he knew the worth of them. Deep down, I know that he knew he could have made more money, but people, it's just me being thankful and grateful. People, you know, understand how much I love the business. My dad was in a ton of these programs, so I wanted to get my hands on a ton of these things back then. And people are awesome. There are decent people in the world, and they hook me up with these things. But like realistically, you go on eBay, they were going for like, you know, between $25 and $45 a copy, and that's without the program sheet. If you have the program sheet, which I do in a lot of these, then it's worth even more. So honestly, he could have charged me a boatload of money for all of these. He didn't. He gave them to me for like $2 a piece, and it's really cool because if you appreciate them like I do, you'll take good care of them. You'll keep them, you know, in these nice protective sheets, and hopefully I'll pass them down years from now to my son, and hopefully he keeps it in the family down from generation to generation. So pretty cool. This is volume 201. $5 back in the day. This was, I'm gonna have to take a guess and say this was probably around like 1992, 93, something like that. Undertaker on the front cover of the program with Brett. Pretty awesome. I love these. Like, I don't really get to pull them out as often as I'd like to and sit here and check them out and stuff. And I was collecting comics for a little bit, which is why I was going to the comic book store, and I think this day had set me on a whole new journey where I was like, I'm just going to start collecting wrestling magazines and programs again and actually putting them in protective sheets and taking care of them and stuff. So if you have anything that you don't want, you'd like to donate to me, send it my way. I do occasionally, you know, have autograph sessions that I go to that I'm booked for or whatever, and I try to roam around the tables and see if I can pick up any old cool magazines. If it's within my price range. I mean, I'm not like crazy to spend like, you know, anything nuts on them, but I just get them as I go. This was volume 198, $5 as normal, with Sergeant Slaughter and Hexall on it. Inside, Gil and Hardy are getting their butts whooped by Hexall and Slaughter, which is just really cool. WrestleMania Heat, WrestleMania 13. Love that year, 1997. I was 7 years old. Got that pay-per-view. I think a memory that sticks out in my mind about that pay-per-view, obviously, everybody talks about, you know, you got Taker and Sid in the main event, but you have really cool, you know, submission match with Austin and Brett, and you have, you know, really what I like to consider one of the first real, like, WrestleMania appearances, obviously, and stuff for Rocky Maivia, who later became The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. And Soul Man was there, and a bunch of cool stuff. You know, tag matches with Vader and Mankind, and Davey Boy and Owen, and yeah, just great stuff. Volume 217, Marty Jannetty on the front cover with Dwayne Gill. Awesome, awesome. I keep saying Dwayne Gill, Uncle Dwayne. You all would know him as Gilbert. This was cool. I did actually spend quite a little bit of money on this just because I like to have, I'm like Jim Cornette in that way, I like to have a little bit of everything. So this was a real Madison Square Garden program from Monday, April 21st, 1980 with Andre the Giant on the front. This is actually program number 32, so I mean, to think that it's that early in the WWF years, or, you know, it was just 2 W's at this time, World Wrestling Federation, but back when Vince's dad owned it, before that, you know, WWF. Anyway, another Undertaker one. This one's volume 193, pretty cool. Wow, this one's awesome. April 5th, 1992, the Hoosier Dome, Indianapolis, Indiana, WrestleMania 8. When I was a kid, I used to really love that one. Now as an adult, not so much. I don't know. I like to watch the earlier stuff. I could watch WrestleMania 1 through 3 like it's nobody's business. But I mean, 6 and 7 are cool. 8 was alright, but 10 was amazing. That was the first one I started with. This is cool too. This one actually goes for a lot of money on eBay, and to think I only paid $2 for it, I'm just grateful for it. It's March 24th, 1991. It's a special souvenir program from WrestleMania 7, the Rocky Turncoat. Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter, purple strapped winged eagle. It's really cool. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, and back then it was $250 to buy the program then, so I guess I paid about what it was technically worth back in 91. This is a WWF magazine, July 1992. so I would have been 2 years old. Ultimate Warrior, pretty cool. Ric Flair on February 1992. It's a great magazine. Like I said, a lot of these are in mint condition. I mean, like if you were to actually open up and look, like the pages, just like they look like they've only been read like 2 or 3 times. It's pretty amazing. The Rockers, Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, March 1991. This was way before the barbershop incident. That's pretty cool. Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, August 1991. I don't know if that's Matilda or Winston, but either way, God, I love Davey Boy Smith. I really do hope he goes into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. His son Harry's really cool, always been cool to me. Yeah, so April 1991. A lot of people have asked if I would sell this to them, and I said, absolutely not, brother. But this is in great condition too. I mean, you can find them on eBay, but the edges are always ripped up and stuff like that. This one's in actually mint condition. I love it with the American flag. It was a Hulkamaniac. Honestly, I tell everybody, like deep down, like people always say, like, oh, because your dad was a wrestler, you got into the business. Like, to an extent, but like the real reason I got into the wrestling business is because I idolized Hulk Hogan. So, December 1992. Oh, Shawn. Pretty cool. I know around this time he was getting his Hasbro figure and getting away from the Rockers gear. This is random, but whatever it is, what it is. I'm just going with the flow. Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Brock Lesnar from October 2018. Like I said, I buy randoms when I'm at the store. If I'm walking through like the grocery store and I see something, pick it up, put it in the cart. I really should get a subscription to PWI again. I used to have it when I was younger, and I don't want to ever see anything happen to that magazine. I don't want to see it go out of business. I don't want to see anything like that because I love professional wrestling. So yeah, maybe I'll do that in the next couple of days. Maybe I'll get a PWI subscription again. And I need like a WrestleCrate subscription. I need like a ton of subscriptions to all this stuff. I'm addicted. It's crazy. So this one's pretty awesome. This is from June 2008, special tribute to Ric Flair. This was right before I broke into the wrestling business. So this was right around the time that he was saying goodbye, and him and Shawn Michaels, I love you. Great magazine though, inside, a lot of cool stuff. This is 2018, the year in wrestling, April 2019 issue. Becky Lynch on the front cover. Grabbed that up once again because I was just at the grocery store and I was like, hey, it's PWI magazine. I don't see those too often. So PWI June 2016. I'm sure I'm in this somewhere, even if it's my name, because I know around this time I was buying PWI every month because my name would be in the back in the rankings and stuff like that. AJ Styles on the front cover. This one's cool. I bought this just because my son liked it. December 2018. Kenny Omega. Dude was setting the world on fire at the time. Really loved watching Being the Elite. Still love AEW, big supporter of it, and good stuff. Guys are putting out a great product, and I've been emailing them, so hopefully I get an email back from somebody and they end up doing something with me, because I'm tired of sitting at home not doing anything, and I'm trying to grind it on the indies, but we'll see what happens. WrestleMania 32. This is a special collector's edition. Got this one at the grocery store too. It was pretty cool. So yeah. Really thick magazine. Pro Wrestling Illustrated had to get this for All Elite Wrestling, October 2019. It was just history making. Will it succeed or fail is the headline. Bret Hart's on the front holding the AEW belt. All that good stuff. Cody and Dustin. Great stuff. This was actually my first real introduction to me being in PWI once I was in the wrestling business. So it's Mick Foley on the front cover, August 2009 issue. They did an article on my dad and talks about me a lot in there and breaking into the business. So it's cool. So check it out. Find it on eBay. Buy the article. Bring it to an independent show. Have me sign it. It's cool. Roman Reigns on the front cover of PWI. Not really a huge Roman Reigns fan. Don't really have anything against him either. I'm just not a huge Roman Reigns guy, I think, because the machine's trying to push him too hard. August 2016. There's another double of that. It must have been inside of that magazine somewhere. There's 2 copies of it. This was from June 2017. Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Deep down, like years ago, I didn't really care, but like my secret crush kind of became Charlotte. Don't tell my wife. AJ Styles, PWI Top 500. I think that my dad is in this Top 500 and it just mentions my name or something, and I don't know. I think that's why I got it. But I was a huge AJ Styles fan too, so getting to be on Backlash 2016 with him on the WWE Network was awesome in a backstage segment because I've been watching AJ since 2002. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. So this is from WrestleMania, August 2017. I don't like to, try to stay positive about a lot of stuff. I don't like to harp on it, but it is just kind of funny that there, for the rest of everyone's life, there's going to be a picture of John Cena proposing to Nikki Bella, and that never became a thing. Not trying to be rude about it. I'm just saying I wish them both, happiness in their lives, but it's just crazy to go on national pay-per-view and act like you're literally about to finalize something and then literally turn around and be like, nah, I changed my mind. It was just for buy rates. Muscle and Fitness Magazine from April 2016. Triple H on the front cover. Was a big Triple H fan as a kid, as an adult. I mean, I've met him a couple of times working for WWE. Nice guy. And yeah, cool. This is really near and dear to my heart. To my man, Brian, Tommy Wildfire Rich. September 1981. I wasn't even born yet. Tommy Rich with the prettiest belt in professional wrestling, the NWA World title. So I got him to sign that one for me. I was like, this has to be the other one, yep. To Brian, good luck, Tommy Wildfire Rich. Pretty cool. Big Tommy Rich fan. I tell people, there was numerous people, and the reason why I bleached my hair blonde and ran with the Baltimore Blondes gimmicks. I was a huge Valiant Brothers fan. I was an Axl Rotten fan, and he helped train me. I was a huge Wildfire Tommy Rich fan, Ricky Morton fan. I just the bleach my hair couldn't take it anymore. Like, I would still keep bleaching my hair till this day, but like, there's sometimes where promoters are like, will you bleach it back blonde and come do the tag team or this or that, and sometimes it's just hard on the hair, man. Like, I'm starting to get old. I'll be 30 this year. My hair's starting to fall out. I'm like, oh man. So these books were really cool when I was younger. Let me see if I can find both of them. Yeah, I bought these off eBay because they were just so awesome. I wanted my son to have them, and so he did when he was a kid, and I've taken care of them and stuff. They were $1.95 back then, but I think this is like from 1990 or 1991. It was all about the tag team and all about the Superstars books, and I just recommend any like old school fan of wrestling to get these books because they're really cool. The tag team one, we actually had Road Warrior Animal sign when we were doing a convention, and I feel like somebody over here might have signed this one, but I'm not sure. Maybe Hexall, but anyway, just really cool books. I remember I'd love these as a kid, and anytime that we would have like a book character day at school where we'd have to dress up like Halloween for somebody, like as somebody for Halloween, and needed to have a book to read about it or whatever, like I'd take in like a book like that, like Superstars book. So it's cool. So them boys, the Briscoes on the front cover of this free issue of Delmarva Wrestling. Somebody gave this to me. I thought it was just pretty cool, so I held on to it. I try to like hold on to a little bit of everything. It's another one of those McFoley. So like I said, anytime I have doubles of a magazine, I feel like I'm in it somewhere or something. ECW, February 2000, Raven on the front cover. Man, I have a ton of autographs inside of this magazine. Once again, passed down to my son years from now, but yeah, ton of autographs. Just from conventions over the years, and fortunately blessed enough that I never had to pay for a single autograph. I know that's how people make their living and stuff, but I grew up in this business my whole life, so it's one of those things where like the boys at least have enough respect for me or my dad or something that they, that they don't charge me or my son to get stuff signed, so it's pretty cool. Alright, so we got Sabu on the front cover of ECW Magazine, April 2000. This is actually the magazine that stands out the most in my mind when I think of ECW issues. I think the only one I'm actually missing is the Lance Storm issue, so that's another one that, like, if I can get my hands on it in mint condition, I'm all about it, because all my other ECWs are really good. Sabu signed the front cover of this for my son, and there's a bunch of cool stuff in there. Axl wrote, like, a bunch of little letters to me inside of articles there and stuff. So this is my magazine. This is the third issue of the magazine I released, USW Magazine, 40-page full-color magazine. franchise Shane Douglas was on the front cover. This was the top 100, so PWI did the top 500, so I figured I'd narrow it down to the top 100 of what I thought at the time in the business, you know, who was the top 100 in my mind and on the scene. So anyway, franchise signed that one for me, so it's pretty cool, so I held on to a copy of that, because I don't usually hold on to, like, copies of my stuff. Like, it's sad, because, like, no matter what, people think I'm, like, a huge, I got another one just unsigned, but people think I'm, like, a huge mark, and for myself, I mean, like, have a shrine to myself, because I see, like, you know, tour posters and pictures of me up in my studio and stuff, and, like, I collect some of the stuff, but, like, a lot of it now, I'm just, like, having it, like, reprinted and stuff like that, because I never used to, like, I just didn't care. Like, I never saved copies of magazines or, like, anything like that. So, like, when people usually find them, they, like, give them to me and stuff. This sucks. I don't have a copy of this, but it's funny because my kids have copies, and I'm holding on to them for when they're older, just to give to them so they have it for their kids. I don't believe in signing autographs for my kids. It's kind of funny because I don't. My mom and my dad were divorced when I was younger, and my dad once signed me an autograph, and I was 10, and it's cool, I get it, I carried it around with me everywhere and showed it off, because it was like, that's my dad, and like I didn't have like a really like close relationship with him or anything like that, but like I carried that autograph around everywhere and showed it off to everybody. That's my dad, that's my dad, that's my dad, and like everybody would just look at me like, why are you carrying around an autograph of your dad that he signed to you? Like, dads don't sign their kids' autographs. So, like, I got it. I was like, yeah, you're right. But I felt weird, like, signing autographs for my kids for that reason. I was like, no, like, you've got the real thing at home. You don't need an autograph. But they were jealous because they saw all the other little kids in the crowd with magazines and programs and stuff with me on it. And they were like, no, we want you to sign it too. So I did. And, like, this is Malibu's right here. But, it's me and her uncle, my wife's brother, on the front cover of the first issue of USW Magazine. And it's got a 4-page spread inside about us and stuff. And like I said, it sucks because I don't have one framed. I really wish I would have had one that like wasn't written on, that I could like frame for myself or whatever, but I don't. And we have like ones that are signed to the kids from both of us, and we both felt so dorky about it. We were like, God, this is lame. This is really cool. This is a MWF Fallout event program from November of 2011, and it's done like a very old like ECW style program, like how, you know, Paul used to have their programs done. It's cool inside. There's like a couple little stories, and you know, that was my first real like ever like messing with trying to make a publication, period, was like back in 2011. I just liked it, so I held on to a copy of that for myself, surprisingly, but I don't have a lot of copies of stuff that I did. And then there's like a lot of like autographs in here and stuff, which is cool. I'm not gonna really go through all that. I mean, I'll show off some of them, but they're cool. This was cool. This was the Holy Rollers from MCW, Maryland Championship Wrestling. I got to wrestle the Holy Rollers in 2010. Only time I ever got to work with them. 2 times that year, but I had a main event match against them for USW, and it was cool, and they were good guys to me. And they were with me at Gilberg's. They, you know, I would listen. Like, I don't know if they knew that I did, but I would listen to like what they would say to me. Randall Rich made me a ton of really cool gear that year and stuff like that, and yeah, those guys were cool. I got here's the autograph of the old man. So yeah, Brian, keep on slamming. Best wishes, love you, Dad. You know, when you come from a family of you know, mother and father that aren't together, you know, you cherish that kind of stuff. So I did still hold on to it all these years later. You know, stuff that people have signed to my kids, like, or my wife or whatever, to Kayla, Sandman, to Malibu, Nikolai Volkov. A lot of stuff I don't have framed. Bobby Heenan for my son, Owen. To the Hardy family, stay nasty. To Owen, your pal Jerry Lawler. Owen got to have dinner with Jerry Lawler at KFC before Jerry Lawler and I wrestled at MWF. Ashley signed that Playboy. Jake the Snake Roberts signed that for me. Ricky Morton signed this for me when I was a kid. It was funny. The handler was trying to take my money. I was 16 or 17 years old. And I said, Mr. Ricky, you wrestled my dad, blah, 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 blah. He made the teller, or the handler or whatever, give me back my money. He signed like a ton of free autographs for me in York, Pennsylvania. I love Ricky Morton. He's always so cool to me. So, love the Rock and Roll Express. Val Venus signed that for me when we did a seminar together. John Cena signed a couple different autographs for my kids when they met him at Kmart. Nikolai Volkov, tons of Nikolai stuff. I mean, Nikolai was around my family for years. Super Destroyers, very underrated tag team. Early ECW days. I was on a show with them at SSW. They were good guys. They treated me really well. Brian Cage signed this for my kid. He did charge my kid. This is probably one of the only autographs that I think any of us have ever paid for in professional wrestling. Which is kind of like, whatever. No heat, whatever. It's all good. But kind of corny. But I get he's trying to make a living. Deborah McMichael, awesome. Ian Rotten, for those of you that were UIW fans. Johnny Lawler, Johnny Lawless, whatever. James Storm, hella cool. Hogan. Knobs and Sags. This was cool. This is actually one of my first autographs I remember getting as a kid. Iron Sheik, 2000. Cool 8x10 of him and Goldberg and Big Show. But it's funny because Eric Sims was the agent back then too, and I was like a 10-year-old kid, and now I'm almost 30 and he's still around. So, Jimmy Valiant signed that for me. It's not the best autograph, but that was when I wrestled Jimmy Valiant. He signed that for me because I'm a huge Jerry Lawler, Jimmy Valiant, Memphis fan, everything like that. Picture of me and my son with my MWF Junior Heavyweight Championship from a show in 2010. Tommy Wildfire Rich, got that one from High Spots. That was pretty cool. That was back before I met him, so I was like, man, I gotta have some type of autograph. Cool United States Wrestling poster of me from an autograph signing. Same with Nunzio on the same day, and he actually signed that to Owen. Good luck. So that was cool. Going through this to see some of these aren't signed or whatever. My cousin Chad Austin from ECW, he didn't sign this. I do want him to sign this, so I just talked about like corny signatures. Like he probably feels weird that like his own cousin's saying like, hey man, will you sign this for me or whatever? Chad, I need you to sign this. Like I don't have it signed. And if you talk to Dino or whatever, I need him to sign it too. That way I can hang it on my wall. Good Lord. That was one of my first promo pictures. I literally looked like I had not ate for 10, 20 years. Now I've got tons of weight. It's a cool little like picture thing I used to have hanging in my living room at my old house. It's me versus Robbie E versus Eric Young at the top, me versus Nunzio in the middle, and me tagging with Eddie Edwards when he was Ring of Honor champ. ODB to the Hardys. Cheers. Dixie Carter. Tons of cool stuff. This is Owens from Gangrel. This is a cool little 8x10 for all the Maryland independent wrestling fans from John Rambo. I was like, that was important to me when I was going down to wrestle for House of Pain NWL. I was like, can you sign this for me? I felt really corny asking him to, because I'm like, we're supposed to be working. What I didn't do, I think that's about it for now, but what I didn't do when I was younger was I didn't ask people for pictures and autographs, and I felt really terrible because now looking back, like I feel even worse, because back then I should have been asking people for pictures and autographs, but it was a different time in the business where everybody was like, you can't mark out, you can't show anybody that you're a wrestling fan. Well, like, that's why you get into the business, because you're a wrestling fan. Yes, there's like an etiquette and a protocol to go by, but at the same time, like, there are people now that I look at that I'm like, man, like, do you know how many locker rooms, as a kid and when I was younger, broke into the business, that I was in with Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and I don't have a single picture of me and Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I know somebody took one time of me, him, and another guy at a TNA show that I had a tryout at, but I don't have it. So I'm like, I don't have a picture of me and Jimmy Snuka. I don't have an autograph from Jimmy Snuka because I was just too thick-headed and like trying to be a professional that I didn't ask him for a picture. I didn't ask him for an autograph because I wasn't trying to mark out. When in reality, like, I look at it now, he's passed away, and I should have been like, Mr. Snuka, can you sign this for me? Like, or can you take this photo with me, or whatever, like. But I was just trying to be respectful, you know, when I was young, and breaking in, no matter how disrespectful people claim that I am and stuff. And then there's just so many people that now, like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I tell people all the time, I'm like, go ahead. We live in such a different time. Like, people are marking out, like, because there's, you know, all these things on pro wrestling tees, and the guys in the business are wearing them, and they're wearing Zubas, and the fans are wearing Zubas, and they're all getting pictures of people and autographs of people and stuff. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you're inside or outside the business. Like, if you love wrestling, just do what you're going to do, because, you know, the one guy that might make fun of you for asking, you know, somebody for an autograph might be really mad that, you know, 10 years from now he didn't ask somebody else for an autograph that he should have because they passed away, and nobody lives forever. So just literally ask people for autographs, ask people for stuff. Like, if you're a fan, yeah, pay for the autograph. Like, that's how the wrestlers make their money and stuff. If you're inside of the business, don't work the other boys to try to, you know, get something signed or any of that kind of stuff. Literally just give them the autograph, man. Like, that makes me mad. I said that earlier about somebody, but, like, just don't work the boys. Just sign whatever they want, and that's that. And but either way, do it. Another one that I regret is Bruno Sammartino. Like, I had the opportunity to meet Bruno 4 times, and I never met him just because I was too thick-headed. I'm like, nah, I don't want to bother him. I don't want to this. I don't want to that. I don't want to whatever. Like, something always, like, I always put myself in a situation where something came up where I didn't meet him, and now I wish I would have, because I'm like, I could have, I should have, I would have, whatever. So right now I'm on this kick where I'm like I said, I don't mind the idea, especially for someone like Hogan or Flair or whatever, paying for an autograph. Obviously they're legendary, you know, like, they're way legendary. So the thing that is hilarious, sorry, I'm getting messages on my video. The thing that is hilarious is, like I said this year, like, I want to make 2020 the year that even if I have to, like, if I gotta pay to meet Hogan or Flair, like, I'll do it this year, because God forbid, knock on wood, I don't want something to happen to them and me not have a photo with them or an autograph or something like that. I mean, I've had people give me different Hogan autographs over the years and things like that at signings that they've done and stuff, but, like, to actually meet him and tell him thanks for being an influence in my life would be cool. I know I talk to my buddy Corey about that all the time. Like, you gotta meet him. Like, he's a huge Hulkamaniac too. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I just want to show you guys my magazine collection starting out so far, and I'll keep building onto that in the next couple months. And who knows, maybe in the next couple months I'll have like another 60 magazines or something like that I can show you guys on another video. So thanks so much. I know this was quite a bit of a long video. Thanks for tuning in again and watching it. Appreciate you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to Brian's Wrestling Collection on YouTube. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Brian's Wrestling Collection, and be sure to follow me on Facebook. So thank you guys so much. And if you do have any wrestling donations that you want to give me, email me at brianswrestlingcollection@gmail.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. Give a big thumbs up. Have a great one. Till next time.